Ha ha ha. Exalted, how can disciple from the ultimate clarity sect say something like that? Just felt junior brother and will only dishonor double dragon manners ranking being on it. If possible please remove from the list just as you did with brother Chloe. Lu when head over to our website Lu for higher quality releases so manhwaplig mom so gwp caught Lu. Patron com manuals PayPal me manuals. If neither of you are on the list then according to the older underscore Lira Monbedo then I'll be the first in western lands ha ha ha. However being called king among these people is so boring it's better step out as well. Ha ha ha. Brother Kinmo is mocking everyone else. You can look down on anyone not the younger generation. Read first manhwaplus.com We the sword god sect 8 the last alone the superior thqee sects and next time we will take your place don't you away don't we together. We will too. Voluntarily giving up our rankings. Who fan has managed to mobilize such a large force after only a few days at the Double Dragon. Gathering the disciples of the flip major sects have already turned their hearts toward him. It seems that this young man will become the first person in the West Lands in the future rend. First at manhwaplus.com. There's reason who fan isn't on the 10 best disciples in Western Lands. One is Double Dragon Gathering's rule based on single matches that evaluate you skills in these matches. Who fan only fought in the lower 3 sects so no matter how amazing he is points are lacking his. Of course his outstanding display in the last challenge team battle showed otherwise. It's even reasonable to break this rule and have him on the rankings. But what? Rend to manhwaplus.com The 10 disciples in Western Lands is something we decided on with Who fan. Having exceeded old evaluation, in other words we can't appraise his strength. Just that last strike of his injured his opponent even as interfered. One can say that even lost to him though it is matter of being careful. It's fine we both know old own strengths yet to wound someone with me around is already incredible. That is we have lost the means to judge you. Ah, youths you have yoke pride and beliefs. Do we Who fan didn't make it on the list not because he's unworthy because he's gone beyond it. That is we decided for Rend the first time in millennia to add manhwaplus.com one more rank to this list. Rank the brownest king Who fan. It means no one can grant him a title or reward it to him as for Sacred Stones 2000. If you enjoyed this series and wanna congratulations brother Zhukov, congratulations you little rascal, you've done it again, the uncrowned king. That awesome. Rent first manhwaplus.com Alright everyone calm down, the Double Dragon Gathering is over with all the sects ranks being decided. The disciples may return home. As for the disciples that enter the Double Dragon manor we will need some time to debate. We'll then send a jade slip to notify each sect leader. You are now free to leave. Read manhwaplus.com The Sacred Mine. Start the monitoring array and see what's happening. Read first at manhwaplus.com. Sing send this kid is challenging to a duel. Senior sister, isn't that the drunkard we met in that small town? That's definitely him. Who fan said he was an unfathomable. Read first at expert and we later. Manuals_com realized it as well, didn't think be this strong, his power must be tyrannical to case such huge elf. It seems he entered that cave, couldn't find the sacred weapons and assumed the Exalted had moved it. So in fit of rage he called massive tremor to force the Exalted to come out. The two sides would meet and they'd field out stole the sacred weapons. At that time dancing she and the Exalted would come to deal with Mel. Then again in this deadly situation there is still chance since there's bridge between them. They won't confide in each other and without confiding in each other misunderstandings will aisle. They all knew the sacred weapon was strong and not just anyone could wield it. If the sacred weapon goes missing they can only look for clues in each other, since only the 3 of them can move the sacred weapon freely without arousing suspicion toward me. Finally the 3 of them will fight it out only to settle nothing in the end. Ha ha ha. Want to read a new chapter? Join our Discord to get updates in real time. Discord GG manuals. It seems he entered that cave, couldn't find the sacred weapons and assumed the Exalted had moved it. In a fit of rage he called massive tremor to force the Exalted to come out. If you enjoyed this series and want a faster release, please read manuals _ DM. The two sides would meet and figure out stole the sacred weapons. At that time dancing she and the Exalted would come to deal with Mel. Then again in this deadly situation there is still chance since there's golden between them. They won't confide in each other, and without confiding in all other misunderstandings will arise. Lu Wen, head over to our website Lu for higher quality releases. Manhwa flug so hippo Lu patron. Come manuals, PayPal me, manuals. Only hope that the scheme I've planned will successfully trap these 3 old foxes inside. But please don't let their elders resolve and develop a deeper master-disciple bond. If that happens, suspicion will fall on me and I'll be doomed. How did he get there? Read first. ManhwaPlus.com. We clearly sealed the entrance, only leaving this side. Did he enter right under our noses? Him. Masters, I've come to visit, won't you see me? What master? Read first of ManhwaPlus.com at IE Mabeo. The guy called for his master. Isn't he showing up? Does he want the Exalted to go there? Wait, does that mean the Exalted had disciples? But we know they only ever had one. The best in Western lands. Dancing send. Rend first. ManhwaPlus.com. It's actually him. Seeing the 3 strongest in Western lands fight makes this trip all the more worthwhile. Helena. Send. Is this how you welcome your masters? Greetings masters, if you still see me as disciple Humph, you caused such mess back then and have been cast out of Double Dragon Manor. You've since stopped being our disciples. Read first at ManhwaPLWS.com. If that's the case, then did accept greetings. A day, a master, a father for life. Did we not teach you even if we don't see you as a disciple, you don't see us as masters, you won't greet us upon meeting us? Humph, you've become worse. See master, he ran. You're the same as always, still so shameless. You dare talk to your master like that, as if you're any better. Rend ManhwaPlus.com. Yes, nothing to look at. Isn't that what master talent me with you? Shameless style got half of yoke, so-called integrity. That's called rubbing off on me. Ha ha ha. Send. What are you doing here? What do you want? Broke in to take back sword. Read first. Manuals. Calm him. The vaulting sword. It no longer belongs to you. Should we return it? Doesn't it belong to me? On the day can beat the both of you have the right to inherit it. Read first. ManhwaPlus.com. That is promise we made to our disciple, which you no longer ape. No matter, I'll be taking that sword today. No matter how it costs. Read first at ManhwaPlus.com. The peak of mortal domain. Genesis stage. LKE mainbado. Read first at manuals_com. Send. Before we fight, wanna ask you something. Speak. After all these years, did you come for the sword now? Read first at ManhwaPlus.com. Did you meet someone strong, or do you just wanna rule someplace? Give me a reason. Say it. It's fine either way. Since you're no longer old disciples, you have no reason to explain yourself to us. We most have taught you that regardless of what you do, you should always have a reason for doing it. Even if it's that way, you at least won't feel lost. To be honest, 3 years late, we'll have a life and death first with the old freak from the central area rival Ice. Read first. I'm sure that if you have ManhwaPlus.com, the kelp of Western lands treasure, the lilting sword will win. Central area's sword, Star Empire's invincible sword. How did you end up messing with him? You're even having a life and death battle. Have you lost your mind? You're brat. Do you think you're invincible now? You think that that freak is someone you can toy with? Read ManhwaPlus.com. Do you think 4 areas joined hands to resist the central send? You're not impulsive and should know when to step back. What was it that told Exalted before left the Western lands that had finally found path? Of course, peace on this world. It was both of hopes to create a better world. Ever since she died, have gone crazy and have fallen into despair, then chosen to myself rather than go mad from the pain and hatred. It'd be better to achieve this dream she wanted to see. That's FOP. The past centuries have created such place paradise between areas never imagined. That old monster, he wants to destroy it. Want to read a new chapter? Join our Discord to get updates in real time. Discord GG. Manuals. Warning, reader that does not support our website has been detected. Please read this series via website and Thunder scans Seaport in continuing to publish more amazing leaves with the best edible Quality and Translation Thavender Scans Team. So for these past hundreds of years in the cracks between the various states I have indeed created such a place, a paradise beyond this world, but I never expected. That old monster, he wants to destroy it. Revs Belial Deacon. The Sword Star Empire of the Central State expanded and the flames of war burned all the way to home. At first I thought that even if the Sword Star Empire was but a tiny piece of land, and with a master of the origin returning realm such as myself holding the fourth, they should show me some respect. But never imagined that the old monster would demand a duel with me. If lose, he will destroy paradise. I'm afraid that old monster is coming for you, isn't he? Helena. That's right, two masters are as sharp-sighted as every place is but a small country. How could it attract such a great disaster, making the dignified Sword Star Empire pursue it so relentlessly? It's only because that old fellow wants. You cared the chapter on N Thunderscanscom. That old fellow's strength has grown greatly after centuries in seclusion. Now that he's out, he has already begun to make moves. The first states are in peril. I hope two masters will make preparations soon. Fortunately, during this Twin Dragons tournament, I saw that the Western State has a great deal of emerging talent. If these little ones can grow, it will be a sliver of hope for the Western State. In that case, this old man doesn't even know if I should give this sword to you. Helena Yes, it is indeed a great dilemma if you do not give it to me. I will surely be defeated in this battle without a single chance of winning if you do give it to me. Perhaps in the future this sword will become the deadly weapon that slaughters the Western State. If I were in your shoes, two masters, I would be in quite a dilemma as well. Since that is the case, then let's do as we originally agreed. Let strength decide the victory. You can read the chapter on n-thunderscans.com. They're finally fighting. You cared the chapter on n-thunderscanscom. There's a picture. This Danqingsheng is truly worthy of being the #1 expert in the Western State to fight 2 against 1 and manage to reach a draw. He is worthy of the title of the #1 person. You cared the chapter on n-thunderscanscom. Finishing. You may be old fellow, this two masters are indeed the same as they've always been for the sake of the Western States. Stability. You Helena _ Old fellow, are you really just going to let him take the sword? Yes, the sword's aura is already gone from this place. He must have taken it long ago. The reason he made such a commotion and invited us here was simply. But even if he had lost, I imagine he wouldn't have left the sword behind anyway. The two of us against him alone could only fight him to a draw. If he had taken out that sword, we would have already lost. What would have been the point of forcing him to stay? Old fellow, you are right. We had originally planned to give him the sword anyway. You can the chapter on Gn Thundgasganskan. However, he also just said that the old fellow in the Central State has already begun to make move. If we no longer have the treasure that guards our state, his what is to come will come sooner or later. It is better to give this sword to finishing and let him fight for the due in his heart. Whether he wins or loses, at least there will be no regrets. It's better than it staying here with us. That's right, didn't we seal the passage in the Tongan pavilion? Precisely because we wanted him to stand before us honorably and take the sword from us. But how on earth did he get here so secretly? Toucan, read the chapter on n-thunderscanscom. Could he really have snuck in right under our noses? Win Lahaji's title. Amortize Sirai her #EKHJETNBIIAL by _MIT_ her #EKHJ ka dab tetra _ her carat date #ray _ her kayak cabrera 10 _ rear kiss dab tetra _ her #Zatadaism after her #EKHJ carat jacket #ray _ shanks her #EKHJ cat dab tetra _ jam kid damietta _ head at Thunderscans. Please support us reading this at our site. Your support means they would Reach but discord.gg/tdfnchn-thunderscans.com. Warning, reader that does not support our website has been detected. Please read this series VA. Website and Thunder Scans Seaport in continuing to publish more amazing series with the best possible quality and translation. Thavender Scans Team. Finishing. You may leave old fellows this. In. Renee Belial Deacon. Helena ___. He even took the sword, so bother with these details, it doesn't matter anymore. What we should be doing now is uniting with the experts from the other 3 states and preparing to face that old monster's invasion. That is our most pressing priority. Rat Renew. With current strength I am still not strong enough to defeat the 2 Supreme. Working together at best I could fight them to a mutually destructive end. It seems the 2 Supreme will not give me that sword. You cared the chapter on Thundijiarskanskam. Ah, here success I made Danqing Sheng, the number 1 expert in the western state, take the fall for me. And he doesn't even know it. Danqing Sheng thinks it was left with the 2 Supreme, while the 2 Supreme think Danqing Sheng took it, but no one would ever imagine that the sword is now clutched in own hands. Ha 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 ha. Are you suddenly so happy? We secured the top spot among the middle 3 sects. Shouldn't I be happy about that? Helena __NBA. But the Supreme Sirs already announced our position as the head of the middle 3 sects a long time ago. Do you look cheerful only now? You weren't this happy a moment ago. I was just slow to react. It's been almost 2 hours. Who are you trying to fool? But if he doesn't want to talk about it, then I'll just let it be. This steward who is sometimes so strange, keeping everything bottled up inside. He's so mysterious. Who fan you rest and recover here for now. I'm going to and discuss with everyone the finer points of how we're going to brag when we get back to the sect. Ha ha ha. Toucan read the chapter on n-thunderscans.com. Little fellow, you should be heading back in a few days. After spending these few days together, this old man is actually a bit reluctant to see you. Send Senior, have you come to see me again? Don't tell me this old man discovered something and has come to test me. Alas, I failed in the end. The 2 Supreme were on there. Glad I couldn't get that sword. How could that be, Senior? I saw you fight 2 opponents at once and even injure the 2 Supreme. You are incredibly powerful. Besides you, Senior, who in the entire western state is worthy of possessing that divine sword? You brat, cut the crap with this old man. Whether it was a draw or a loss, this old man still lost. I'm not worthy of possessing that divine sword. With things as they are, chances in the upcoming battle are most likely grim. Toucan Elite Chapter 1 and Thundijiarskanskam. What, Senior, you have another battle to fight? That's right, the number 1 expert of the central state, the undefeated sword venerated. This old man figures that lasting 10 moves against him would already be quite an accomplishment. Even with your level of strength, Senior, you can only last 10 moves against him. Is the gap between the number 1 expert of the central state and the number 1 expert of the western state truly that great? There is always someone better and always a higher heaven. What does being number 1 in the western state count for in the central state? It's not even certain I would rank among the top 10 experts. What the overall difference in strength between the western state and the central state is actually this immense. But are there many experts in the central state? Across the entire continent, only the central state is a different kind of territory from the other 4 stateside. You know what makes it different? I'm not from around here, so I don't know about this crap. It's the structure that's different. In the other 4 states, sects are the primary power and the hundreds of empires actually all serve the various sects. This way people's loyalties are divided, and they cannot form a cohesive fighting force. After all, when it comes to waging war, an empire has the advantage. But the central state is different. There is an old monster there. The undefeated sword venerated, the ancestor of the Sword Star Empire. He founded the empire several thousand or perhaps even close to 10,000 years ago. Besides being incredibly powerful himself, he has also been gradually swallowing up the surrounding nations and sects. You can add the chapter on n-thunderscans.com. Eventually it developed to the point where the entire state became the territory of the Sword Star Empire. The entire state is a single empire. No wonder the central state is powerful, organized as a single empire it is naturally much stronger than a collection of scattered sects. Kids, I can tell that you're a man destined for great things. You even have a bit of that old monster's aura about you, leading heroes and dominating region. But you need to speed things up, improve your strength as quickly as possible. The central state has already begun to make its move, even though the great changes will take a long time. You're still too young. The time you have to grow stronger is very short. What's that got to do with Mir? That old monster started from a tiny empire and after several thousand years of development finally unified the entire central state. Toucan read the chapter on En Thunderscanscom. The next thing he will do is to look upon all the land between heaven and earth as the king's domain. When that time comes, everyone will be dragged into it, including you and the tiny empire. Head only at Thunderscans. Please support us reading at our site. Your support means the world. Reach duty discord.gg/tdfnchn-thunderscans.com. Warning: reader that does not support our website has been detected. Please read this series via website and Thunderscans support in continuing to publish more amazing leaves with the best audible quality and translation. Thavender Scans team. When that time comes, everyone will be dragged into it, including you and the tiny empire. Renee Belial Deacon. I had originally planned to cultivate quietly and return to the sacred domain as soon as possible. But based on what Danqingsheng said, a great turmoil that could sweep across the 5 states might break out at any moment. The Lo clan's enterprise is large. If they are suddenly dragged into this conflict, it will be very difficult for them to escape. Perhaps I need to make thorough preparations before I can leave. With peace of mind sight before I leave, I wanted to ramble a bit with you, young one. I hope the saplings of the western state can grow up quickly. The way, kids, you should also find a proper place for that girl. You must cherish the person who is right in front of you. Please, I am a demonic cultivator. How could I be swayed such romantic sentiments? What does it matter if you are demonic or righteous? First and foremost, you are just a mortal. Do not do something you will regret for the rest of your life. Once we part ways after this twin dragons meet, it will be very difficult to see each other again. 3 days later, Toucan read the chapter on Gn Thumdigiarskanskam. Sumo Fanwanger and I are returning to Tiny today. When will you all set off? Injuries have not yet healed. I'm afraid it will take another 10 to 15 days before I can depart, just to be safe from any unexpected events. Be safe from unexpected events. Who want to harm you? I don't know who wants to harm me, but I've made too many enemies. It's better to be cautious. He's right. It is necessary to be fully prepared to guard against a sneak attack. In that case, we will on ahead. We won't wait for you. Just the 2 of you returning to Tiny alone. Aren't you afraid something might happen? Not wait a few more days and I will escort you back. Really? There is no need. We will be traveling back with Sister Pinching. On the way we can also ask her for advice on how to figure out what you're thinking. And please, you. The Yuan Then sect is also leaving. Toucan read the chapter on En Thunderscanscom. Sister Pinching, he's here. Have your injuries been getting better recently? Isn't it a little late to be asking that now? Helena, doesn't Stuart, who always prefer to be alone and hate disturbances the most? What are you complaining that I didn't come to see you? Give me half a year regarding that question from before. I will give you an answer in half a year. You can read the chapter on En Thunderscanscom. Sister, what's wrong? He's finally going to give me an answer. Half a year, very well, Karzai. 10 days later. Hu Fan, you're the only one left. We can set off now, right? Toucan read the chapter on En Thundiascans. Calm. I have already sent a transmission jade slip to the sect telling them we will be back in 2 months. It's just that I didn't inform them of our results from the competition. You do that, you'll make them die from anxiety. Yamaha, it's more interesting to let them worry about nothing. We can't just have us fighting for our lives out here while they wait for ready-made news back in the sect, right? You're leaving anyway. If you don't take this chance to play a good prank on those old fellows, you won't get another one. Anyway, as we bring this fantastic news back, even if they are filled with towering rage, it will be extinguished in an instant, right? Alright, since I'm laving the sect anyway, I'll take the blame for This just say it was me who ranked them. Ha 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 underscore that's the spirit you're indeed our great steward halal. Who fan you're leaving the demon scheming sect, where are you going this time? You have to give us a specific location, otherwise where will we find you? I'm going home. You cared the chapter on N Thunderscanscom. Warning, reader that does not support our website has been detected. Please read this series VA. Website and Thunder Scans support in continuing to publish more amazing series with the best possible quality and translation. Thavender Scans team. Who fan you're leaving the demon scheming sect, where are you going this time? You have to use a specific location, otherwise where will we find you? I'm going home. Rest Belial Deacon. Really, of course, else would I have you stay a few more days part with the Yuan than sect and travel with us. Once I complete sect mission we can all home together. This will prevent any problems from happening to you two little lasses on the road. Yes. Alright, let's set off. Nayan Thunder Scans calm. Wonger, what's happening? I don't know. For just a moment I felt a tremor in heart, but it's much better now. Eek. There's nothing nearby. Could it be that she's sick? Let's keep moving. We've finally found it, the Run Clan ancestral Hanoi. Ha ha ha, yes, it's been years we've finally found this godforsaken place. Elder brother, father emperor, wait until your son uncovers the secrets of this Run Clan ancestral land and finds the #1 expert of the western state. I will surely revive the reign of our Queen Clan and avenge you. And you third brother, you traitorous bastard who sold out his own family for glory, you just wait. Your days are coming to an Enos. Ha ha ha. Your Highness the second prince, this subordinate will scout the path ahead. Please follow behind and be careful. Good, thank you for your trouble, Black Eagle. Black Eagle, without your help this prince would never have made it this far. In our search for this Run Clan ancestral land, how many hardships and dangers have we faced? The thick fog, the countless formation traps and the endless mechanisms blocking our path. How many people have died and how many have fled? Now I am all alone again, only you have stayed side through life and death. From now on you and I are brothers. I never would have thought we were ordered the crown prince to use this second prince as a pawn. Yet he treats me like this. You cared the chapter on M Thundiaskanskam, your Highness the second prince actually. Black Eagle, can you through the air? Not, this cave is too strange in here. Even a dignified heavenly Italy profound expert like myself cannot at all. And we've been falling this whole time. I don't know where the bottom of this cave is or when we'll hit it. We're done for. This cave is deep. We've been falling for who knows how long. If we really hit the bottom, won't we be smashed into a pulp? Life is over. The heavens want me dead. I am a remnant consciousness of Emperor Run, the ancestor of the clan and one of the 10 ancient emperors. I am stationed here to protect the peace of clan. Are you descendants of clan who have come to pay respects? Decemabath BCHLP Spin N Sahakrasankoli. If you are members of clan who have come to pay respect due to some hardship, you may seek shelter under remaining grace, and I shall ensure your safety. To think that the Run Clan ancestral land is hiding such a ecosoc. If you are not of clan and are trespassing upon our forbidden land, you shall be buried here forever to atone for the sin of your intrusion. What, so only members the Run clan can come to this ancestral land? Anyone else who comes here will die of ancestors. I, a disciple of the Run clan, name is Run, the second prince has really matured. He disowned his own ancestors in an instant and even changed his own name. Ancestors, I am also a disciple of the Run clan, name is Run Singh. Whether you are clan disciples is not for you to say. This old man will decide after I have a look. With those mortal eyes of yours, how dare you impersonate member of Run clan? Toucan read the chapter on N Thunderscanscom. Mere mortals, you dare trespass in Run clan's forbidden land. You deserve to die. You lam chejahar pabdatrotsits, yeah, your hashtag EKH. Grade 8 beer flesh fiat dab tetra underscore MIT her carrot master underscore her kayak dab tetra underscore her carrot myab tetra underscore Her giant piabtetra underscore Maria her hashtag EKHJ etnayeli carat damietta underscore her hashtag zatathphiemavy underscore. Head at Thunderscan. Please support us reading this at our site. Your support means they would reach. But